But what is the future of Harley riding? What is the relationship of riders to their bikes? And I think we're already seeing it. I think we're already seeing, and this has been happening in other manufacturers for a long, long time, because people are more reliable, or bikes are more reliable. Actually, people are not really, or maybe they won't be doing the big performance upgrades in the future. Maybe there is a little shift in thinking already. I've certainly noticed it from since doing this channel. I've certainly noticed it in comments that have come on my videos, in emails that I've received as well, about people not necessarily thinking about the performance upgrade, the upstage, let's say on Harleys in particular, which I'm talking about, but it could be for any bike. And they're just thinking, do you know what, stock bike, keep the bike stock in terms of performance. In fact, I see a lot of you see a lot of this in the off-road world as well. People would always say, yeah, I'm going to upgrade my bike here, I'm going to do this, and for enduro bikes or motocrossers or whatever. And then you get other people who've got lots and lots of experience, and they would say, just keep the bike stock, don't touch it, leave it alone, because that bike stock is better than you'll ever be as a rider. You do not need to change anything. And do you know what? This is one thing I would say to people many years ago. So, look, when you can outride a stock bike, then think about upgrading it. But until that time, that you really need, most people, 99% of the time, never ever ride beyond the capability of a stock bike. Very rarely. Now, we like to think we do. Of course we do. We like to think that we need a bigger engine, more performance, better brakes, better suspension, all this kind of stuff. It kind of makes us feel good about ourselves. It kind of makes us feel that we're doing something more for our bike and more for, the our own egos. And say, yeah, we need, more home improvements, more, all that kind of stuff, But actually, most people don't ride beyond the capability of their bike. In fact, the older I've got, yes, I've lost my hair and I've got bigger and fatter and all that kind of stuff. But actually, I've slowed down. In fact, I would never even need to ride or drive any vehicle really fast anymore. Occasionally I do, of course, but certainly not on the road. If I'm taking it to the track, totally different set of circumstances, okay? I'm talking about on-road riding here. If you're riding on the track, that's different because you're actually seeking out performance gains and you are looking at suspension setups and tyre choices and braking and all that kind of stuff. Totally different thing. I'm just talking about riding on the road here now. But, even riding off-road, on dirt trails and stuff, many people get so het up about changing suspension and all this kind of stuff and forks and shocks and tires and all this sort of stuff, when actually a standard bike, a standard motocrosser, a standard enduro bike is perfectly capable of giving you the fun, giving you the excitement that you want, until you get into competition riding. Then you get in competition riding, then you are looking at different, but it's like anything. You can watch a MotoGP race, you can watch any kind of racing, and you see what your favourite, racing superstar is riding, and you think, I need that on my bike because it's going to make me better. And it's just the way of the world, isn't it? We're all blinkered by this thing that, let's go and buy that for my bike. You don't need it. It's nice to have, don't get me wrong, but there's a difference between want and need. If you want it, you want it. If you need it, that's something completely different. And most bikes don't. And it's interesting that many people, especially from experienced off-roaders, would say, actually, you don't need that. And whilst I would say I've got a lot of experience, as in time, I would say I've got quite a bit of experience off-road riding, and this is what I would also always say to lots of people who are going with their bikes, to say you don't need all this power, you don't need all this gizmos, you need a very basic bike for off-road riding. You need something that is easy to fix, easy to maintain, and it's got enough power just to get you going, but it needs to be light and nimble enough. That's what you want for off-road riding. You don't need all this big stuff and big modes and electrical stuff and everything.